Hey guys, Famox here from Game on Your Face, and this video was pretty delayed, but I finally got it out. It's Player of the Game Jamie Benn versus Team of the Year John Tavares. This time around, we're going to have a little bit of a rule change. This is probably going to be a permanent change to my reviews, as it makes a little bit more sense. Usually we have the players play on the same line for 5 games, don't apply any boost or change team card. But now, we're going to have the players play on 99 chemistry lines. So they don't necessarily have to be the same lines, but they will both be 99 chemistry, meaning I will apply a change team card. Still no boosts, and still playing 5 games each. The overall grade will be based on 4 stats: puck skills, skating, shooting, and physical. We're going to start things out with Team of the Year Tavares. However, if you're only interested in seeing Player of the Game Benn, then click on his face now to skip to that part of the review. Otherwise, stay tuned for the whole thing. With his current average price at $450K, he's in the same price range as Taves and Stanley Cup Edition Kopitar. These guys are the most expensive forwards I've reviewed so far, and I was very impressed with what I saw. In simple terms, Tavares is a monster. I now like to refer to him as Tenacious Tavares. He's set as a sniper, but could easily be classified as a power forward, or even a playmaker for that matter. He's amazingly strong on the puck, and is damn near impossible to knock off, even when matched up against big defensemen. And once you've got through your opponent's defense, it's easy picking from there, because Tavares has a magnificent shot. Literally, the best shot I've used all year. Wind it up, pull it back, or just let it go. Either way, you know the shot will be hard and on point. And if you don't have an open shot, then that's no problem, because JT can pass with the best of them. Crosby, Datsuk, Gretzky, you name it. Tavares can match their passing ability. However, Team of the Year Tavares does have some flaws. His skating is very slow. When fresh, he can go at a decent speed, but you'll notice it decreases quite rapidly, even if out for just 45 seconds. His deking ability follows this same pattern, though I would say he is both good and bad when it comes to deking, but we'll talk more about that in his overall grade. Puck skills, he gets a 9.5. So let me explain what I mean by him being a good and bad deker. I say he's bad because his deking is slow. Whether it's plain stick handling or performing loose puck dekes, Tavares is a little slower than most comparable players. It's not as slow as a player like Gostad, but definitely slower than Jonathan Taves. However, he's a good deker in that he has great puck control, meaning that even though he's slow with it, when he does deke, he will rarely lose the puck. Now, puck skills isn't just about deking. As I said earlier, Tavares is a brilliant passer. It's almost as if he has a sixth sense for finding his teammates' tape. He's also very good on the draw. I was confident putting him out there against guys like Crosby or Getzlaf, but Tavares still has a hard time against Bergeron or Stoll. Skating, he gets a 6.5. This is Tavares' worst attribute. He has great balance, but he doesn't have any speed to back it up. Luckily, he can beat defenders with pure strength because he sure isn't going to beat them with his speed. And as expected with most slow skaters, he has poor agility as well, so expect him to be making slightly wider turns, especially when fatigued. Shooting, Tavares gets a 9. Team of the Year Tavares has the best shot out of any player I've reviewed so far. He can get off pretty fast and with amazing power and accuracy. No matter what kind of shot you choose to take, you can trust that Tavares will put it where you want it to go. And if it doesn't go in, it will probably create a rebound opportunity. Physical, he gets another 9. Like I said at the start of this review, Tavares is a monster. When using Protect the Puck, he is practically unstoppable. When battling in the corner or along the boards, he will come out with a puck 85% of the time. Great for all situations of the game. Though his strength isn't just good for staying on his feet, it's also for knocking your opponents off of theirs. Team of the Year Tavares can hit better than Chris Brown. I wouldn't say I was surprised, but I was definitely impressed with his power. That brings his overall grade to 8.5 out of 10, or 85%. That's an A. Team of the Year Tavares is probably the most complete player I've played all year. He's almost perfect in all categories. However, he doesn't possess the all-star skating speed that you can find in other comparable players like Kane or Giroux. So for optimized performance, I would suggest surrounding Tavares with faster players. One thing that I have yet to mention about Tavares is that he's super versatile. Whether you want to play him on the left, the right, or in the middle, he can put up big points. But how does he really compare to Player of the Game, Jamie Benn? With his current average price at 575k, he's just over 100k more expensive than Team of the Year Tavares. Jamie Benn is definitely a force to be reckoned with. There is less than a handful of players in this game that can match his strength. He's a forceful figure on the ice, and he can sure as hell hit like it. However, the heavier the weight, the slower they move. Player of the Game Benn is noticeably slower than Tavares. Even when he's fresh on the ice, he skates like a slug. He won't be beating any defenseman one-on-one, so use protect the puck and drive to the outside. Benn's shot was a little less than I expected. He's got great power, and I would consider him to be a one-timer specialist. However, his wrist shot can be quite inaccurate. The same goes for his passing, and if not aimed perfectly, it has a high chance of being intercepted. But let's see how he really compares in his overall grade. For puck skills, he gets a 6.5. For the price of this player, you're really not getting much in terms of puck skills. He's an average passer, and can get the puck to his teammates if they're truly open. But don't try to force too many cross creases, because it will most likely result in a turnover. Player of the Game Benn also has hands of stone. I told you earlier that Tavares was a little slow when stick handling or when performing loose puck dekes, but Benn is even slower. Finesse definitely is not in his vocabulary. I would compare him to Team of the Year Chris Kreider. Skating. He gets a 6. Just like with Tavares, this is Benn's worst attribute. However, Benn is slightly slower than Tavares and gets fatigued faster. This can affect the whole line's fatigue, and actually had me take Benn off of the penalty kill because he made the first line too tired when the penalty was over. This is something to consider, especially if you plan on putting Benn on a big line with someone like Lucic. Shooting. He gets an 8.5. This is where Benn's grade starts to pick up. Both his wrist shot and slap shot are howitzers, and he's super effective on the one-timer. However, for a sniper, his wrist shot can be quite inaccurate at times, especially when shooting in full stride. To get the best out of his shot, you need to slow down before releasing, and that's quite disappointing for a player that costs 500,000 pucks. Physical. Now this one is a record breaker, as Benn gets the first ever 10 out of 10. When writing this review, I was going to give him 9.5, but then I realized you can't find anyone else in this game that can surpass his physical ability. I think he's definitely on the same level as Chara and Weber when it comes to pure strength. He's a Hulk, and it takes a Hulk to take him down. He can easily bounce any player that tries to hit him, and can dish out concussion by the hit. When playing Player of the Game Benn, you get a sense of invincibility. So, that brings his overall grade to 7.8 out of 10, or 78%. That's a B+. Player of the Game Benn is the best at what he does, and what he does is power and strength. However, that's all he does. Unlike Team of the Year Tavares, who I said was very versatile, Player of the Game Benn is very one-dimensional. It's all about powering through to get that clapper on the net, and it's just that one aspect to his game. There's no beautiful passing plays or dirty dangles. So, who wins? Usually I say something like, it's all up to you, whoever you prefer. However, these two players are so similar that I'm able to give a decisive answer. And that answer is Team of the Year Tavares. Whatever Benn can do, Tavares can do better. Besides hitting, that is. With Tavares, you get the full package, and for 100k less. In fact, if I didn't have to sell my Tavares to buy Benn, I probably would have kept him. So, I hope to help you out with your big puck spending decisions, and I hope I can help you out in the future ones as well. So if you want to make a request, just tell me in the comments, and I'll do my best to get to it. As it is right now, I have quite a long list of players to get to, but if I see something interesting enough in the comments, I'll probably jump on it. So this was Player of the Game Benn versus Team of the Year John Tavares. I'll see you in the next one.